Hi, I'm Dr. Jess Laine, and this is Math Made Simple. Today we're translating words into algebraic expressions. By the end of this video, you'll turn phrases into math expressions. Why translate words to algebra? Word phrases describe relationships using language. Algebra allows us to write those relationships using symbols. Okay, let's jump right in. Let's translate words to algebra. Why translate words to algebra? Word phrases describe relationships using language. Algebra allows us to write those relationships using symbols. So here's some key phrases that you need to know. If you hear any of these words, it means that we're adding. So sum, more than, total, combined, increased by. This isn't everything, but these are just some of the words. So if you see any of those words in a sentence, you know you're going to be adding. Another for subtraction, we're going to have difference, less than, left, minus, fewer than, decreased by. So again, if you see any of these words, they will mean subtraction when you are writing the algebraic expression. Okay, going up. Now we have multiplication. So here's words that represent multiplication if you see them. Product, times, of, the word of, and twice. And division, quotient, per, split, out of, ratio of. These are just some examples. If you see these words, you know you're going to be dividing. So for example, let's write out 5 more than a number. So when we are translating, I like to underline and circle. I like to circle the words that will tell me the operation, whether it's addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. We know more than, that's addition words. And then 5 more than a number. Now with addition, we just learned in our other video that addition can be switched orders. So 5 plus a number or a number plus 5 is the same thing, but we need to read into how this is being presented. It says 5 more than a number. So the number is the first thing because we need to do 5 more than, and we have to know the number first. So this would translate into x plus 5 because it's 5 more than a number. So we have the number and then we add 5 to it. Okay. Next one, twice a number. We know twice means multiplication and twice is 2. So we're going to be multiplying a number by 2. This number, when we don't know what it is, we're representing it with a variable. And so when we multiply a variable by a number, we just write it as the coefficient. So 2x, and that means multiply. You do not need to write 2 times x, and you really do not need to write 2 times x. We do not use an x for multiplication anymore. We use a dot or parentheses, but with a coefficient and a variable, you just write it like that. The quotient of a number and 10. So the quotient of a number and 10. Quotient means division. So the quotient of a number and 10, and we just go in the order that it says. So a number and 10. So there's several ways to write these. This probably would not be the way you write it. We probably don't use a division symbol anymore. You probably want to write it like that. x divided by 10. Remember, fractions or division. So both of these are right. This one is going to be more common as you get into higher level math. Okay, so let's do our quick check. Our quick check is write an expression for 3 less than a number. Again, we have less than, which represents subtraction. Then we have 3 and a number. Now, many people get this wrong because they write 3 minus x. But that is incorrect because it says 3 less than a number. If you thought to yourself, what is 3 less than 10? And you thought to yourself, well, 3 less than 10 is 7. You did 10 minus 3 in your head and not 3 minus 7. So when it says 3 less than a number, the number comes first and then minus 3. So let's do a summary. The first thing you need to do is identify the keywords, like